I drink this, am I gonna start sucking toes or something like that?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Screenshots, the Drinking Game Movie Podcast. We just got back from seeing Barbie. I'm so excited to talk about it. Johnny, let's get into it. What's it about? What's it making?
Well, before we talk about what it's about and what's it making, me and Kat have to take a shot because we got Chipotle before the podcast, and I told her, hey, I bet both of us can order Chipotle without saying, Or like, and she said deal, and then she goes up to the guy. He goes next, and she goes So and then I did it later, so we have to take a shot of this pink stuff. So
there
cheers.
you go, beautiful. It's also
that wasn't bad.
Mio and vodka. That's all it is.
All right, cool.
Mio
likey.
You got caffeine now. That's what it is.
Oh, I've okay.
It's
We're
caffeine.
energized.
So Barbie suffers a crisis that leads her to question her world and existence. And now this was a movie that just a month ago people were expecting to open like 60 million, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought too, because Oppenheimer and Barbie were both tracking to open with like somewhere between 35 and 45 million dollars. But in the last month, this meme thing or this mania around both of these movies has taken off so much that Box Office Pro predicted this weekend that it's going to open with 158 million dollars, which is insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It would be the biggest opening of the year, I believe.
Probably
higher than Mario. And so yeah, nobody saw that coming. And if you said you saw that coming, you're fucking lying, because nobody thought Barbie was going to make $1 billion. You thought it was going to open with $160 million.
I thought it was going to be huge.
Yeah, but huge is not like 160 million.
Because like we've been seeing like
months ago.
No, but like they've been talking about this movie for years.
Yeah, but they were talking about Indiana Jones for years and it bombed.
I didn't hear shit about Indiana Jones until now.
Me too.
All right. So getting back to the thing, right? So even Oppenheimer, Deadline is now reporting that Barbie's going to open with over $150 million, and Oppenheimer is going to open with $75 million, which is insane for that
That's
movie.
crazy, bro.
It's a giant win for the movie
memes,
business,
bro.
ladies
It's
and
telling you it's
gentlemen.
the memes.
It's crazy.
You might have said they didn't work for things like Morbius, but they did for this, you know?
Yeah, but also it's just I feel like I don't want to get into that. But anyway, okay, so let's just talk about this movie.
Yeah.
And I was caught up in the Barbenheimer frenzy too. We saw Oppenheimer yesterday, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. Mark just missed a shot.
Trying to get in my book bag, I still missed it.
I watched this. I'm like, oh shit, Barbie's gonna be awesome too now. And I didn't like this movie as much as I thought I would. But I do think it's really funny. And
It is.
But one of the problems I have with it is like when it's not being funny and it tries to be earnest. I don't think it works at all. Like the heart of the movie is like these two human characters, and I thought they didn't work at all. But I do like everything in Barbie Land a lot. And then once they get to the real world, then I'm like, this isn't, because the problem is there's supposed to be a fish out of water, like a contrast between Barbie Land and the real world. But when you get to the real world isn't the real world. It's just as fantastical almost as Barbie Land. So it didn't really work, that whole mechanism. But I do like a lot about this stuff, and I do think that, it's more flawed than I thought it would be.
I think that, like, in terms of, like you said, when it tries to be earnest, it didn't do it for you. But I think, like, all the earnesty it had with the mother and daughter characters, I didn't care about. But when it came to the characters like Barbie and Ken, I think it was very deep. I think it talked a lot about, like, it was surprising because it talked a lot about, like, identity. And I was like, this is, like, kind of blowing me out of the water. And especially towards the end of the movie when, like, they really get deep into it, I'm like, there's something to this one.
I do like this. This easily could have been a movie like a Lego movie or Mario movie, where they could have.
It is the Lego movie.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it could have just been a boom cash grab, and you never think about it again after you see it.
But they cared.
But it leaves you with something to think about.
Yeah,
like when I saw Oppenheimer last night, I was in the car just thinking about it the whole time. I can't stop thinking about Oppenheimer. I was thinking about Oppenheimer during this movie, but in this, like, I'm still thinking about it in the car. Like, I watched it and I didn't go, I didn't like this. I get it. I went, no, I don't get this. I need to think about this more.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, but I think Oppenheimer. I know we shouldn't. I know we shouldn't.
I was laughing.
I know we shouldn't compare it, but
We should compare
Oppenheimer.
these movies. They're very similar.
The way you're trying to think about Oppenheimer, trying to wrap your head around this crazy thing that happened. For Barbie, what you're trying to wrap your head around is that they could have done a cash grab, but they made it serious. That was nuts.
And
and it was so funny.
They gave it more depth than it needed, which was
a lot of depth. And then I want to hear from you guys in a second. When the movie opened, I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna like this. And then after like the first 5-6 minutes, I'm like, oh okay, I get it now. This is gonna be cool.
Right.
But it was very 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 funny.
I thought it was I thought it opened very strong, and then the further we got into the movie, the worse it got.
Really, you like the opening better than the ending?
I like the first half
Me
hour was
too.
awesome.
All right,
I cried like 3 times.
you cried 3 times.
I cried 3 times.
I wonder if it was the same 3 times. Guess the reference.
I'll also be crying because I feel very bad about Kayla having to drive home drunk because she has to take a shot because she said the word cried.
Oh, you fucking.
There you go. All right, Kat, what'd you think?
I liked the movie in the beginning, but for me, I thought it was a little too deep because I thought of it as more of a children's movie for some reason, for kids.
Yeah.
And the whole time I just kept thinking this is not very age appropriate.
When you say age appropriate, do you mean because there's too much to try to understand, or it's
Just
like
the
literally
adult-
inappropriate?
Just some of the adult jokes.
Gotcha.
And then, there was some language. But I liked the beginning. I thought it was just a little too political for me.
Definitely. It was definitely weird with that.
Yeah.
Very heavy-handed.
Yes.
And you know what else was heavy-handed? The holding a shot glass in your hand, which is what Kat has to do because she said the word political.
Nice.
I should have known.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, I thought in the beginning a little bit, I was like, okay, they're gonna state one side of the argument, and then they're gonna state the other side of the argument. And they did that for a little bit, but then eventually they just stuck to one side, and it was a little weird.
It became too much where I
little
just
too
was
much.
like, I can't focus on the story because this is what
Yeah.
and I know that was like
Other than
the reason for
yeah.
the story, but I don't like the way they did it.
Other than the politics, I thought it was the deepness of it was good.
Right, like
I loved like the pink. This is so it took me back to my childhood. It was pink, like the beginning with the choreography, the sparkles, waking up
Yeah.
in the dream house with Ken. Oh, I love the beginning.
I normally don't like pink, but I really like it when Kat says the word pink because that means she has to take a shot.
That's a full shot and a half.
So
Jesus fucking
I'm just
Christ.
just chug it.
Yeah,
I will say, talk about like the politics thing. I do think that I think
I'm getting hammered too.
I do think philosophically, I think there is a part of it like on a very deep level that kind of doesn't come together well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think thematically or whatever, character-wise, the movie's fine. But I think it already has its messaging, and then just putting all the messaging in the dialogue to be like, just in case you missed it, this is what the movie's about. Let's have the characters say what the movie's about. And it's like you don't need that. Like you had it. Like you don't need to say the words, And I think that's probably one of the reasons why it feels heavy-handed.
I do think, though, them putting the message in the dialogue did end up helping the comedy, though. And I'll say more in spoilers, but some of the things that Ken does and says, that's the funniest parts, is him revealing to the audience
well, that's
what
fine,
the message
because
is.
he's not being preachy. That's just his character saying, doing a thing.
But the women are being preachy. That's right.
No, there's one woman in particular who's being preachy.
Yeah.
All the other women are fine.
Yeah.
But
All the women are fine.
yeah. Oh, they were fine as fuck. Most of them. So, oh shit, I had something else to say. I do like Ryan Gosling as Ken a lot. I liked Margot Robbie a lot too, but I liked his little his little thing that he went. It was unexpected. I didn't think that he was gonna. I didn't think he'd have the role that he did in this movie. I was very surprised. by that, and
he
that
was.
good. I liked his comedy a
The
lot.
memes are gonna be so
Oh
rich.
my gosh,
The Ryan Gosling edits are gonna be phenomenal. I love him in this movie. I thought he was fucking so rad. But every single person, every character in this movie had eyeliner, and it was weird for me.
I mean, that makes sense.
Ryan Gosling had eyeliner. He was tanner than usual, and he had blonde hair. He kind of looked weird.
I think the airbrush abs and pecs were hilarious because it was so obnoxious.
Yeah.
It looked like he had like implants.
He
It was
kind of
funny.
It was
Go ahead,
funny.
Jesse. Go ahead, Jesse.
he kind of reminded me of like an anime character. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
The
with
one
how
you were
like detailed.
drawing.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much. Fuck it.
What
Yeah,
is,
well,
what,
has
who
the
is it?
word Zoro from One Piece, which, by the way, if just random thought, if they didn't cast Zoro already in the One Piece live action, I think it
you-
would have been great.
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, no, I just think it looks like him. But I guess I'll say my thoughts too.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, going way back when this movie was announced, I was like, oh yeah, fuck no, I'm not seeing this shit. But then once like I saw people like making memes about it and whatever, people like making jokes about like squatting up and like seeing it. I'm like, oh, all right, okay, I'll see it for the meme. I didn't expect to actually enjoy this film, and I will say though, there, like you guys said, like sometimes it did feel like after they would tell a joke or like kind of like when they're speaking, they would have to explain what the point of the movie is, like with the
dialogue.
and everything. That's when I was like, okay, I get it. You could have just left that out entirely, you know. But overall, I really enjoyed myself with this movie, and I think Gosling did an amazing job.
I think he
And
did great.
all the
Fantastic.
memes.
Margot
they have
did
more.
I loved it. Oh,
they have
she
more
blew
meme
me
material.
away, dude.
She was
Margot
gorgeous.
Robbie.
After seeing her in not Pompeii, fucking what movie am I talking about, Johnny?
Wolf of Wall Street.
No.
I'm gonna name every movie she's been
the
in.
one that we
Wolf
just
of
saw.
Wall
The,
Street.
no, stop.
Focus.
Squad.
No,
Suicide
stop.
Squad.
The one we saw, the last movie we saw with her.
Babylon. What did you
After
say?
Pompeii.
Pompeii.
After seeing her in Babylon, every performance she's done before that or after that is not gonna live up to it. She was so good in that.
But I haven't seen it, so I guess
gotta-
I
you
can't
gotta see it,
compare.
bro.
But
Can I-
like, she blew like the opening, like when they revealed her as Barbie. Like her
Yeah.
smile was like
Yeah.
huge, and her eyes were absolutely dead. And I was blown away by how she could literally portray a doll with the dead eyes, but like happy face. And then just seeing her like I don't know, seeing her go through her existential crisis was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think she did an amazing job. And
She's
I
also
think
just perfect. Like
Yeah.
she just portrayed Barbie perfectly
Mhm.
because everyone thinks of Barbie as perfect. And I'm not gonna say it because it might be a spoiler,
Yeah.
but she just has like the most perfect facial features, so symmetrical, and it's just so Barbie. Stereotypical
do I have to
Barbie.
take a shot?
No,
Um,
can you use the put
well,
the pop filter on?
Actually, you do have to take a
Oh.
shot, Kayla, because you said the word loved.
Were
coming
you
for
targeting
Kayla.
your words at me?
No, I was targeting him against.
I think you wrote down cry because you knew I was going to say
Oh yeah,
cry.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh,
I
you
knew Kat was gonna say political. I knew she was gonna say pink.
Do you want to mute
Um,
it before I do the thing?
I can mute it in post.
Okay.
There are some big laughs in this movie. I was expecting to laugh a little bit more, but I did laugh, and I thought a lot of it was funny and clever.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff that I thought was funny and clever was like the more like kind of subtle throwaway parts of like the jokes, or like just like any scene. Like there's one scene where Ken wants to go to a library. This isn't a spoiler. He's gonna go to like the library or something. They're at a school, and he's like he just found out like that men are cool.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everyone-
yeah,
That was
yeah.
And
hilarious.
so he goes in the library, and this is the first time I laughed out loud during the movie. She goes, hey, Ken, I'm going to go to the cafeteria. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go in the library, Barbie, and check out some books on trucks. And I was like, that's pretty good. I like that a lot.
Gotcha.
What'd you get me on
Books
trucks?
On, books on trucks.
Ooh, it's 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
wait, I forgot I have to take a shot.
So
but yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The
the humor is good.
Ken was the funniest part about this movie, and obviously he's the comic relief, right?
Also, he's the man.
Also,
I just
hate
got that.
oh man, yeah.
You're horrible.
But I kind of supposed to go straight to spoilers because that's where the meat of this is. So
Yeah.
do you want to go to ratings?
Wait, question. Did you hear that one thing about that one guy that was like, yeah, it's just like run by 2 guys running a podcast.
Yeah,
I looked at you guys and you guys
I
did.
laughed.
Also, there were some lines where I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, me too.
There's like there's like these jokes where they just say something completely random. Like, what is that? What are they talking about? Like, I don't know what
You're
it was.
going to have to be specific
Yeah,
I
have
don't
no
re-
idea
it
what
would-
you're
it would
talking
just
so
about.
that
be
I
like-
could help your brain
It would,
understand.
they would think
No, I
it'd
know
be like
what
Ken and Barbie talking about like, hey Barbie, can I stay at your place tonight? And then it'd be like, oh, she's
It's
like,
a-
I don't
it's
know.
a sex joke.
And then it would, yeah, but hold on. And then it would cut to like 2 random Kens being like, I like falafels, or something that didn't make any sense.
I think it's just
because
them
it's
not
kids playing
think
with
it-
dolls.
No. I don't know. There was I'm struggling for a proper example. But there was something where they would say stuff, and I'd be like, what does that? It would be like in the Flash, where all of a sudden the Flash just goes, "Come on, Barbie," and he goes, "Let's go party."
stupid.
And you're like, "What was that?"
Yeah,
There
that
was it was
stupid.
stuff like that.
That
in this
wasn't in the
movie.
original.
What do you
cut, by the
mean?
way.
It's come on, Barbie, let's go party.
I'm saying in the
Uh,
it's in the
yeah.
Flash. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. Some of that just felt weird to me. But I think the movie overall, like if the movie was all like if the rest of the movie was as good as the comedy, this is like an 8.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I get there. Speaking of 8s,
How are we rating it?
well, since all the women are hot,
Amount of dream houses?
No.
On a scale from
a
Ken's Dojo to Barbie's Dream House.
Wait, is it? There's
Yeah,
start
I
the
like
Instagram
that
now.
one.
All right, hold on.
we're-
Want me
My
to
rating
start?
was better.
What was your rating?
Ken's Dojo to Barbie's Dream House.
Yeah, but a woman came up with it. All right, how about this? How about this? How about this?
Can I keep this?
No,
in?
how about this? How about this? How about this?
You said woman.
Okay, how about this?
Hey!
How about this?
Yeah.
Ken's Dojo Dream House.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that to what?
What did you say, Kayla?
Barbie's Dream House.
To Barbie's Dream House. I came up with
That's-
this.
I like that one.
That's good.
Let's do
I think
that one.
it didn't really ring when she said it, but when I
I
said
didn't
it,
even know she said it.
yeah, but when I said it,
I don't listen
I think
to
it
her.
did a lot better.
I try
so
not to listen.
yes, let's
to
do
women.
that on a scale.
Okay,
of
wait. Here's the thing.
No, I'm practicing not listening to women right
yeah,
now.
sorry, Kat.
No, because if I didn't say anything,
All right,
you
so-
guys wouldn't
Fuck
have
on
said
one.
So
it.
Ken's Dojo. Yeah, but I like Ken's Dojo more than Barbie's Dream House.
So do I.
Yeah, because you're a
What?
dumb boy.
That's the point.
No,
You
no,
know what's
no.
funny?
Wait,
Yo,
hold
hold
on.
on. Let me say my overall thoughts on the movie. So in the movie, right? Part of me was like, I know this is funny, but like, sometimes it felt like a personal attack,
Yeah.
where like they're
Yeah.
just like, I don't know if they were like just joking around, like with stuff that men like doing, or if they were being mean with it. Where I'm like, are they being mean to me, or
Yeah,
is that like just an
yeah.
actual joke?
But sometimes I'm like the
But
kind of right.
they're 100% correct.
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
So,
like
but
when
no, but
Ken
to
does like a
reiterate,
pull up for no reason.
Literally, the amount of times Johnny and Danny just go straight into a push-up. Like, well, Danny, literally, I'll be talking to him, and he just, literally the most douchey thing. He grabs his weights that are in his room and just goes, yeah.
It's kind of funny.
fuck. Why do we always struggle with the rating now?
Bro,
You had a
listen
two
to
good
me.
ones.
I said pink to hot pink. I said Ken's Dojo to Barbie's Dream House. You're just
Also,
If
by the
only-
way,
if only there was like a guy saying that we should do like pink to hot pink. Let's do that. I think that's a
Pink
good
to hot
idea.
pink?
I mean,
That,
the guy's
that,
not gonna
that, that
say
idea
that.
what I just said. Let's do
which one's which
let's
one,
do
wait, hold on.
white-
I got a question.
what?
Which one do you think is better, hot pink or pink?
I love hot pink.
Okay, so pink will be the better one,
Yes.
and hot
Our-
pink will be the
our
worst
idea.
one.
So, okay, on a scale of white to pink to hot pink.
No, it has to be pink.
Oh, shut up. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I'm a
thank you,
man. Anything I do
Johnny.
it says. Who's talking?
this is literally
So-
the movie.
Okay. So, who keeps talking when I'm talking?
I don't know, Ken.
I don't
you're
know.
dumb.
I've
is
had
my
I've
dream
had enough
house.
of this.
We stopped talking about the movie 8
So,
minutes ago.
all right, the movie. Okay, start the Instagram
Now
clip
he's
right there.
just being
So-
racist.
So,
Racist,
I think the
sexist,
movie still is good. I still probably
Tomato,
give it. I
tomato.
still probably give it a good score.
Okay.
Although I didn't enjoy it as thoroughly as I was expecting to. And also, Amy Schumer said, like, this is a pretty feminist type movie, and I don't care about that. Like, I'm not like, oh, they're making it all woke. I don't really give a shit. But it's like very feminist. And Amy Schumer said she left the movie because it wasn't feminist enough. And I'm like, how? I'm like, how
She's
are-
an idiot.
Like, what were you gonna do? Like, what are you talking about? But no, the movie's
For
good. I
that.
think the comedy is very, very fun, and I like it a lot. And I think the more earnest, like, movie stuff that they have to do to make it a cohesive movie, doesn't really land when they're trying to be earnest. But I do think it's a lot deeper than it needed to be, which I appreciate, which is a good thing. Not a, like I'm not. That's not a criticism. So that looks like a beard.
No, I love it.
So I'm gonna.
That's my purse.
I'm
by
gonna
the
give
way.
this movie. I'm gonna give it the pink on the outline of Mark's hair on the MGC logo. He'll splice it into the video, which is about a 7.1 out of 10.
All right, that's the nicest thing Johnny's ever said about me. For the sake of saving time, all I'm gonna say is very funny. I thought it was very deep when it needed to be, and when it didn't need to be deep, it was distracting. That's all I'm saying. 'Cause we already wasted so much time. I'm gonna give it an 8, a solid 8. Jesse, go.
I give it red. No, I'm kidding. I give it
Wait, you didn't say a
Oh
color.
fuck.
I said
Oh shit.
yeah.
Guys, give us a color.
You said that.
Guys, give us a
Give
color.
us color.
Pink.
Mark, I think you should rate it a pink, and I came up with that.
Did you come up with that?
Yeah, I think I invented the color pink too.
Okay,
I don't. I think
okay,
guys had
okay.
it first.
I
and
think
then
I got it.
girls.
I-
He's trying
think-
to have the both of us
Shut
punch
up!
him at the same time.
Shut up!
I thought you couldn't hear anything.
I'm gonna give it a pink.
All right, good, excellent.
Go ahead, Jess.
I'm gonna give it a light pink. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, no, like what Johnny says, like there's certain points where it's like okay, like me personally, I didn't feel like I was attacked, but it was like okay, like that's kind of like some things were said, and I'm like, bro. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is legit. This is kind of like they're not wrong about this. Well, like, what the fuck is this? That's what I was like thinking at certain points. But you know, was able to like get over it. But overall, I really enjoyed the film. I'm glad that it was a lot deeper because I don't know. I just like films that are deeper and they have something. to
Right, they
them.
leave you with something.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it was like, I really want to see this again because while I was watching it, I'm like, okay, there's so many hidden things that I really want to like look into and I want to dissect. And I'm like,
Yeah, you said you want to watch again.
yeah.
Don't
no,
interrupt the man.
exactly. So, and
Now let me
yeah,
interrupt
no,
you there.
Okay.
I do think,
Oh my god.
like, when you said about, what did you say before? I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're the biggest douchebag I've
Oh my
ever
That's when
met.
you
I
shut
fucking-
up.
You said something
forgot
about.
what
Oh, you want
it
to
was
watch it again?
deeper.
I
I
want to
wanna
watch
watch
it
it
again
again.
too
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the tone and the style is so different from anything I've seen before. Where I was like, I don't know if I get this. I feel like I need to watch it again.
Also, like, it felt a lot longer than it really was. Like, what'd you say? It was like an hour.
It's an hour and 54,
15
yeah.
minute 54. It felt like 2 to me. Like, that's like when I was watching, I was like, okay. There was a point where I'm like, okay, this is kind of dragging. And I'm like,
Right.
all
No,
right,
it was
when's
Barbie.
what's
It wasn't Dragon.
I was just like, all right, well, where are we right now? Like, I was just
Right.
curious. You know
So
what
what
I'm
would your
saying?
number score be? 7 being good, 8 being great, 9 being amazing.
I would rate it 8.9.
So what's the
Alright,
total
good.
amalgamation,
Yeah, the
Johnny?
total amalgamation. Holy shit. The total amalgamation out of 7.1, 8, and an 8.9, the only scores that matter, I'm going to give it. Actually, I might give it an 8. I think it's good. I think it's a solid 8.
Solid 8?
Yeah, solid 8.
Kat and
I
I are
got
gonna host our
spoilers
own
into
podcast.
3.
Are you fucking
It's
kidding
crazy that
me?
both of us had that. I was all right. No, girls, ladies, do your score, please.
I was about
Please
to
continue.
say. You want to go first?
No, you go first,
Okay.
Kat.
All right, so I'll go first.
No. Okay. So I rated it a 7. Yeah, which is kind of disappointing because I expected a lot out of this film because this movie is so me, and I always loved Barbie when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I was
Me
very,
too.
very excited for it. But just okay. Anywho,
I have a serious question though about Barbie. What was your favorite animated Barbie movie? 'Cause my sister used to watch the
Princess and the
Nutcracker
Pauper.
one.
Princess and the Pauper.
I forget, but it's the one with the little dragon.
Oh, I wouldn't know that. One.
Mulan.
No.
You need
The
to
one
cut
with the
that
little
out.
dragon. Oh,
You need to
that's
cut that
Rapunzel.
out.
That's Rapunzel.
Wait, what?
She
It's
thought you were
always
being
Rapunzel,
racist.
yeah.
No, I wasn't being racist. I thought of the little Eddie Murphy dragon.
No, he's not.
That's not Barbie, you idiot.
Wait,
That's
what?
Disney.
Alright, can I finish my thoughts? Can I finish my
I
thoughts?
thought you guys were talking about Disney
You're
movies.
so d-
Even when I'm not paying attention, I'm still funny.
All right, finish.
Let
I'm
me
sorry,
fin-
Ken. I wasn't being racist.
Finish.
Okay. Let's finish my-
Okay.
It's like
I'm sweating.
okay.
Oh shit.
You gotta redo this whole fucking thing.
Anywho,
No, we're
so
good. This is
I was
hilarious.
saying that it was a little too political, but as I said earlier, it was a little political, but I feel like it was. I feel indifferent about that just because it is a good thing for the kids that are watching it, so they are aware of stuff going on. But also, now as an like adult, I just think it was just way too much and way too much for those kids to like hear about. You know, just in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it'll take. This happens a lot.
And they're
in,
not gonna understand that until
exactly. This happens a lot in like youthful media where they'll say something even if it's like political, like when they say something like women don't get enough of this or women aren't respected like this. It's like a lot of people disagree with this movie's statements about that, but by saying that you make these little girls believe they're being disrespected.
Yeah.
So then they'll start acting
I think.
like that.
I
but
think
it's
if you give me, Mark, and Jesse 20 minutes, we can solve this whole wokeism thing.
100%.
It just
I thi-
requires a lot of common
A
sense.
bunch of men
Yeah.
making
But-
choices.
That's
You
what
know-
I
You
would
know the
love it
problem with
is-
this movie? You know the
I-
problem with this movie?
what?
It has nothing to do with logic.
The problem with this movie is that facts don't care about its feelings.
It was just a long pause right after you fucking said
Okay,
that.
okay, Kayla,
All right, Kayla, go.
We gotta fucking hurry up.
This is hilarious.
Jesus. I really liked it. I'm sorry.
Let's say hypothetically, for the sake of argument, Barbie was good. Well, what score would you give it out of 10? Hypothetically.
Go ahead. Try. Don't be wrong. Don't be wrong. I know it's hard for you. Go ahead, Kayla. Come on.
I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think after I left, I called my mom and I told her to take my sister who's going into middle school to see it because I just think it'll help her with, I don't know, like identity purposes. Because
Keep going. I have
We're
no
not
idea.
laughing
all
at
of
you.
you.
Sorry. No, we're not laughing at you.
I would rate it closer on the hot pink, like this Svedka bottle.
There you go.
Oh, wait,
I'm
I
going to
didn't
give
say
it an 8.
Oh yeah, Kat. Okay, so an 8. Oh shit. So you just thought it was great.
I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, so you
yeah.
should probably give it like a 9 or something.
Mm.
8 would be
Don't.
great, and then a 9 would be fantastic.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, then a 9. I just really, it made, I don't know if it's just because of my personal stuff, but it really hit home with like the
Yeah.
identity thing
Yeah.
and like feeling like how, like just like seeing how like you get like some women, not even some women, how women in general get like walked all over
Mhm.
in
That's
society
not
and
true.
stuff.
Let's get to the rating.
I think I want to bring misogyny back to the workplace,
Yeah, I think we're trying. We should bring it back. Honestly.
but it doesn't count because I don't.
Is
pay
that why you want to
anybody.
get back into
Anyway,
the
fuck
workforce?
me, I rate it a 9.
Okay, chill.
What, Kat? You
when
may
it
speak.
when it
All right, what do you want?
I'm
Never
sorry.
mind.
No, please say it. Please say it. Please continue.
I was just saying. Oh, never mind. I forget.
Okay.
Total
Wait,
amalgamation.
but you were talking about feminism, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I just feel like they didn't portray it
Correctly.
well.
Portray what? What?
Like
Mm.
the whole idea of feminism. Like,
At the end, they totally
are you
twist.
gonna
I
give
see
me a
what you're
shot?
saying because at the end, like when they were like, let's make. Never mind. I feel like that's a spoiler. I'll hold off.
Kat said feminism.
Let's say a little bit of this for spoilers.
Yeah, I can do the
coming up.
amalgamation.
yeah,
Want me to do
yeah.
the
Yeah,
amalgamation?
amalgamation. Go.
Also, I got all 5 of my words before spoilers.
Congratulations.
So we got a 7, a 7.1, an 8, and an 8.9, and a 9. I'm gonna say that is a solid 8. Boom, screenshots, trademark it, do whatever you want with it. And by 8, I mean probably like, like take pink and then throw magenta in there, and then when you wipe sometimes and there's like red a little bit, put some of that in there.
I think you
And
need to
then
see
you're
a
good.
doctor.
please.
So that's
we
8.
could have went the entire
That
podcast.
was
I hear.
way too much.
So that's an 8.
Guys, spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
Kayla, let's get fucked up.
When they go into the real world, it's not the real world. Like it's supposed to be the real world, but it's not because it feels just as like wacky and zany as Barbie Land without the aesthetic.
Can you elaborate on that
So-
because it felt very real to me?
Because they go into the real world and nobody's acting like how anybody like they go into the building and the guy's like
Chaser.
and then the guy's like,
And
uh-oh, wait, there's a problem here. There's a problem. Johnson, there's a problem here. I have to go up. You can't go up to the boss. The boss is going to do this. Well, the
okay,
boss
but
does
that's
this.
different because that's the Barbie company.
Good
like
point.
that you can't establish that as the real world. Like you have to think of the scene when Barbie is sitting there and looking at everybody and she sees like
Yeah,
the
on the
guy really
boardwalk.
sad on
How-
the bench.
Yeah,
and
but
she
that's
sees
fine.
They let her out of prison twice with no.
Yes, and within
consequence.
okay, I'm not saying this doesn't happen. I'm not being Ben Shapiro here and saying this doesn't happen. But she's in the real world for 30 seconds and a guy slaps her on the ass already.
Yeah.
Like,
it's-
that doesn't
obviously,
happen.
it's just there to. For the
However,
story.
it
but
is
you're not a
Margot
woman,
Robbie.
so I feel like you can't speak on that experience.
I just said that. But also, it's 30 seconds
I've
in.
been groped. I can speak on this.
It's like condensing like a
I
year.
have.
It's like condensing a year of experience into 30
I
seconds.
feel like it's different as a man, though.
I got groped
No,
by a
it's still-
man.
It still sucks.
It was
I'm
horrible.
sure. No, I'm sure it
if
still
it's different
sucks.
as a man,
It's
how come
gross.
women don't do it? So no, but I
I'm
don't.
not saying it didn't. Suck.
I didn't get the sense that the real world was the real world at all. It still felt like it was this weird fantasy Barbie land that just without the aesthetic. Like, obviously, the Barbie land was more fantastical. But I thought it was good. I thought it was going to be. I thought the whole point of the movie was that it was going to be Barbie land, which is where the women run everything, and the real world where the men run everything. And the membrane was going to collapse, and they were just going to merge, and it was going to be like a perfect egalitarian thing. But then in the end, it was like, no, the real world's still men, and then Barbie Land's still women.
That I
Yeah.
didn't like.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
That I didn't like
It wasn't
because
a
I
feministic
figured
message at all. It was a guy-
I figured they were going to like try and balance it out
For
in
Barbie?
Barbiedom.
Yeah.
But like they just did like,
she was still the Barbie
patriarchy
dom.
in the real world and then way too extreme on the female side in Barbie world. Like I feel like there needed to be I know they tried to balance it out with Barbie and Ken with like her making amends to him, but like it wasn't a balance in their political system. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I feel like there was no balance because at the end, the president was like,
You can't
Oh,
have a job.
yeah, because it's like the real world, but opposite, that you guys have lower positions because in the real world,
The women
they
have lower
the women
positions.
have lower positions because the men want all the higher positions. So it's
Yeah.
like not equal at all in
And
Barbie
like
land.
feminism is supposed to be about it being
Equal,
not
yeah.
about women being above men. It's about it being equal. So
That's why I didn't like it that much because I was just getting irritated because like, you're sending this message, but it's like,
you're being a hypocrite about it a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so glad that they're saying that because I know if it was just us three, I still wouldn't feel right being like, yeah, dude. So what the problem is with the feminism in this movie? I kind of like that the girls are like saying it.
No,
'cause
I
feel
feel
like if
like
I
a
was saying
lot
it,
of-
it would
I
feel
lot of-
weird.
I feel like
That's
a lot
because
of the
we're
women would
actually
say that.
feminists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
And we don't have to face the bullshit.
Oh my god.
Also, I thought it was kind of funny how what was it? A lot of Ken's jokes about like the patriarchy and shit. Like
I like that.
at the beginning, it's like okay, it's just a fucking joke. But they actually like when he goes back to Barbie Land, like he literally
Yeah.
incorporates that
Mhm.
in that area, and I thought that was actually very interesting because I'm like, okay, it wasn't just some stupid joke. It's actually kind of key for the plot. So
Right.
it's like, and it's
Yeah.
very rare that like films will like do that and just like have the joke be a part of the plot. Like it's
And I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that.
yeah. No,
Like when I saw the trailers of the movie, that's not what I expected it
Yes,
to
I didn't
be
expect him
at
to have such an
all.
antagonistic
Yes.
role.
Yeah.
I thought for
yes.
sure they were
I
gonna
thought he
smooth
was
I
going to be
was.
like submissive the whole time.
Damn.
I expected it.
Yeah.
Like once I saw like the way Barbie was treating him, like I kind of saw his like revenge coming out.
You know what I would have wanted them to show? Where all the Kens sleep at night. They're just like lying.
No,
up in
I
box
was like,
carts.
where do
Facts.
they sleep?
they all
They're
sleep
so
together.
fun. They just, like,
all
lie-
sleep
Yeah,
together.
They
you
just lie
men
on
top of
sleep
each-
on the floor because women rule.
Who
Boys,
paid for the floor?
me? The women
No,
at Barbie
never
Land.
mind.
No.
Anyway.
Are you making a racist joke?
What?
No, they're not racist in Barbie
What are
Land.
you talking about?
Racist?
No, but it
Let's
was
see,
also
let me-
very diverse, guys. So I really
It
liked
was.
that.
I loved that. I like that there were
As a minority,
Barbies of all
I'm just
shapes and
kidding.
sizes and colors. It was really cool.
You can't kid about
Love
that.
that.
You are a minority.
Allegedly.
so I'm not kidding.
I mean, you are
that
living
I'm
with a white family.
That is true. Holy
You're
shit.
gonna marry into a
It's like
big
it's like
white
it's like
family.
2016 Annie.
I personally am
Bro,
gonna punch you in the
my
throat.
parents.
Why?
are
That's good.
loaded.
Why diversity?
Just the way you say shit.
I'm
sometimes.
Asian.
Huh?
She just said that in a kind of country accent.
I'm Asian.
I.
I'm Asian.
God bless our audio listeners,
Oh my
honestly.
God. They're just gonna hear laughing. This is just a comedy
Just
podcast.
Cat's
fucking
dying.
hammered right
All right.
Cat, chug, chug, cat.
Yeah, you're right.
Chug, chug, chug.
You're gonna like drive into a fucking tree if you
No,
keep
I
now.
ga-
What I've been talking. It looks like you're wearing an apron. A little
I
bit.
gave her a straw to make sure she drank faster.
Oh my god.
Fuck, that's funny. I do like. I think this might. I don't. This isn't sexist for me to say, but I do think Ken was like the strongest comedic thing.
He's so.
I don't mean that. I'm not. I don't mean that.
I
in
don't
like a
think that
sexist
comes
way.
off as
roll
sexist.
roll the Ryan Gosling edits right now.
Yeah.
I fucking,
was really
He was
good.
great.
I'll send you some.
He was
I'm
the
okay.
comedic relief because Barbie was like the existential crisis aspect.
Yeah. I do like in the beginning the 2001 homage they did.
Yeah.
With the monolith, and then when Ken goes into that building and sees all like the men doing stuff, they play the music again because he's having like a similar moment.
You want to know what I really liked in the beginning? Now that you brought up the beginning.
It's like a kid. It's like a boy coming out of high school, like discovering Ben Shapiro on the internet, and then he's like, "Have you heard about this patriarchy thing?"
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
You know, I did think it was funny how.
Oh no, Kayla was gonna say something.
I
You
was gonna
Oh,
sexist.
okay, go ahead. I
Um,
did think it was funny. I'm kidding.
I really
Mark,
liked.
just let her talk.
You're right. I really shouldn't.
I really
You know what I really liked
I-
about it though? As a man, as an
Shut-
ally
I'm
to the
going-
feminist cause, I really
Bro.
think that you should shut up and let women talk.
I think
Kayla, I'm trying to help you. You know what? Just let me handle this feminism thing, okay? Let's get. I think the women are ruining feminism. I think men should be steering this
I
feminism
think it
thing.
would. I think it would be a lot smoother because you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
women
yeah.
aren't-
Because men would be running it.
Women aren't very good drivers.
So
right,
anyway,
Kayla,
in
go.
the beginning of the movie, I really liked the opening scene. Like the opening scenes when, like with like the little girls playing with the
Mhm.
baby dolls, and I was like, holy crap, that's so right. Like we really were just being like maternal and stuff. And I really liked the shot of just like the little girl's shoe laying in the dirt. I don't know why that stuck out to me so much, but I saw it and I was like, wow, that's a really good and impactful shot.
That was a really depressing shot for me.
But it was impactful. And I don't know, man. I think the opening like 2 minutes were really striking.
That was a
Well, you would
that was,
love
like, a scary
2001 then.
scene.
What?
was,
So
like,
you would love
terrifying.
2001 then. Have you seen 2001?
No, should I?
Yes, you should. It's
Yeah.
very.
It's an all male cast.
It's
So you may not like it.
it's a very like laborious watch. Like it's very slow and like
Yeah.
it's like 2.5 hours. But it's like if there's any movie that deserves to be that self-indulgent, it's that movie because that's like the Mona Lisa of movies almost. Like it's the movie.
Really?
Guess what
Yes.
year it came out?
How come I've never heard you say?
1999.
I've like never heard you talk about this before.
1968.
Oh.
2001? I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, it's not Mona Lisa. Like the Mona Lisa isn't like the highest grossing movie of all time, but like artistically, it's like.
Mona Lisa has a
movie.
movie.
No, he's
All
just
right,
comparing it to art.
See, this is what happens when you try to
do we
explain
have
concepts
anything
to
else,
women.
bro?
No, Kayla was getting
okay,
it.
it's still going.
Kayla was getting it.
Oh,
No, just fucking continue.
Kayla's
Good
still
night.
talking.
Good night.
Well, you can leave.
Then leave. Peace out.
Are we done, bro? What is
None of them- none of them- none of them
I don't
talk, none of them
I don't
talk.
want to be done yet. I
I-
want to keep going.
What do you want to talk about? Let's let the women decide.
Yeah, go ahead.
And like, actually, don't interrupt
Yeah,
them.
just talk about whatever you want.
Whatever you want, guys, girls.
But I said what I had.
You have 5
No.
seconds.
Yeah, but
Say-
you're
no,
women. You can use
ta-
this platform to speak.
We're being charitable right now.
Yes.
Oh, you're being charitable.
Yes.
Don't talk back.
They're gonna be less charitable.
This can go one way or the other.
Dude, this
when
is
it
like-
comes to not.
This turned into like a very volatile podcast. Don't
But
talk
it's
about
so
it.
funny.
I was
And
Fuck.
I'm like women. But this is really funny.
You know what's funny about Kat? She loves being made fun of.
Yeah.
It's true, you know. It's
No,
true.
I know because I get attention. But my thoughts is that
Just cut to the monkey
Really?
clapping. The monkey with the cymbals.
Bro, try to control yourself.
They've been
holy
laughing for
shit.
so long.
wait, what were we talking about?
No, we were talking about, like the men were talking about Barbie.
Yeah, but what part of Barbie?
I like the part when the men took over.
Can we be honest about something? When the men took over, and I'm not trying to be a piece of shit, the houses were immediately cooler because they only added stuff. They didn't take anything away. But when the women took back over, they just took everything away.
Also, it's not like the society was crumbling.
No,
wasn't.
okay.
It was just they switched the roles and like we need to take Barbie Land back, and it's like this is the same thing that you guys were doing the other
Yeah.
way.
Here,
Like if the society was crumbling and stuff was on fire, then I'd be like, okay, they need to
You
take
know
it
what it
back. But it
reminded
was
me
just the
of?
same thing. What?
What's the movie we saw with Florence Pugh and Harry Styles?
don't
Don't
worry,
Worry,
It
Darling.
did. It
Darling.
did a
Reminded
little
me of
bit.
Don't worry,
It's like a Don't Worry,
Darling.
Darling.
I
If it was a
agree.
little bit better.
Yeah.
Just a
Oh,
little
I
bit
loved that movie because
Because of
baby
Harry.
was-
This is a better horror movie than Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
All right.
It's because
As much as I didn't like it, this movie Barbie, I was like, all right. But like,
Holy shit, we're 55 minutes in.
Subtract 10.
We should end it.
that's the thing though.
Want to end it?
We should end
It's
this
because
Barbie
most of
movie.
the time was you and Mark being like, "Man, shut up, Kat and Kayla."
Yeah, but we did let you talk.
Movie recommendation.
Wait, did we talk about it enough?
I think,
we're
we did.
just fucking off for a good majority of
We're
it.
just having fun.
I
But,
know the first half. The first half we
I-
talked about it, and everybody had their fair share. And then the spoilers, we did let you guys say some stuff, but then we were just joking around most
Did
of
I
the
say
time.
anything for spoilers?
Kat,
Sure.
how drunk are you, Kat?
I'm really not that drunk.
Yes, you
would know.
are, dude.
Finish that on stream, and then we'll end it.
I'll come up with a movie.
Real quick. can
Hard.
I say
Go
something?
ahead, Jesse.
I think it's really interesting, like just the amount of hype this movie and Oppenheimer got this summer, as opposed to like the past few years. Because the past few years, a lot of this hype goes towards comic book films, and like this year and last year alone, it's kind of like, it's kind of like dimmed down a bit. And I was telling a lot of people, I was like, I think this is good because like, more people are gonna want to watch these regular movies. And I think it's interesting how this film appease like 3 different demographics.
Yeah.
Like, for one, you have the people who are like the people who are like the Sigma male people who love Ryan Gosling. You have people who see this because they like Barbie, and then you have people who see this because they think Margot Robbie is hot. And then and then
The
when you have
only
the
3
comic book-
demographics who've watched the
and
movie.
then whatever else. But like the thing is,
Me, I
then-
love Barbie. He went for Margot Robbie.
How about when they broke the fourth?
I went for
the
Ryan
fourth
Gosling.
wall?
I went
And
for
he
Ryan
Oh, that
Gosling
joke!
too.
The joke
That
when
was
they-
awesome.
when they were
let,
like,
Je-
no
let
to the-
Jesse finish. Let Jesse finish.
I'm sorry. I'm
Huh?
sorry.
No, but Jesse's has long hair, and he
I'm-
reminds me of a woman too.
Johnny, you have long hair.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
finish
I'm
it.
all
Okay,
I'm
for-
also alpha male, like Ken.
I'm gonna make
think-
a Sigma male edit of Johnny.
You're the
You bet,
least
that'd be
alpha
fucking
male
amazing.
out here.
I think. Also, I just think
Johnny, you're a mess.
it's interesting how like, how like.
Do you
Man,
feel like a
femininity
woman?
is contagious.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, Johnny.
All right.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, that was him,
I
not
feel-
me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, but like, there are more people who wanted to go see this film in Oppenheimer
Mhm.
rather than like, I don't know, like even Spider-Verse or Guardians or anything else superhero related this
Yeah.
year. And it's like, I
For
think.
Barbie?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think again, more people were hyped for these 2 movies this summer than anything else. And
So
on
up
top of that,
until now, the summer's a complete disappointment.
yeah, and I told a lot of people too, like the comic book audience is very simple. It's just one audience and that's it. But people who watch those movies like us, like it's one demographic. Should be very simple, but a lot of people like us who watch those movies, we know the formula. We know what we're getting. We're
Right.
not really shocked anymore.
Right.
And
And
with
this, we
movies-
had no idea.
With movies like this,
Superhero,
I
bad
didn't-
guy, superhero wins.
and
It's
I
fine.
and multiversal shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect this movie to be as deep as it was. I didn't see Oppenheimer, so don't really know what to expect other than a biopic. But yeah, no, I just think it's interesting how the studios have like finally failed to appease one like audience, which is the
Right.
comic audience, and now like more attention is going towards these regular movies, and I think that's both a good thing, but also kind of like a little bit of a troubling thing because a lot of these studios who want to do superhero films, like they want to make money, understandably so, but due to the fact that this is the case now, it's like it might be a lot harder to do that. So that's my.
I can't wait for the studios to learn the wrong lesson from this, where they're just instead of
Exactly.
making better movies like Oppenheimer and Barbie or more like original whatever, they're just gonna be like, oh, just put 2 movies together, put Aquaman 2 and fucking Mamma Mia 3 together.
Yeah.
Like that's what they'll.
No,
As
exactly.
men, did you guys like what?
You said men.
we
Damn.
were about to go to movie recommendation too.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
How'd you guys feel about like the girliness?
I thought it was fine. I liked it.
Oh, you didn't care that much? Okay.
No.
I mean,
I feel like
that was
that's
the
a
whole
really
point of the
good
movie.
It's just the
so.
movies.
Yeah.
The movie is skewed from a feminine perspective. That's fine.
Do you think other men will watch this?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Well, the
will.
audience for
Do you
third.
think just because of the plot?
Because
or
their
because of
girlfriends are
Margot
dragging
I
them
think
to
they're
it,
watching
or
'cause of the
because
joke. No, I think they're
Yes.
watching because of the joke.
I think
Well,
they'll
some of
watch
them
it 'cause
are.
of Ryan Gosling.
I think some of them are watching because of the joke. I think like the Ryan Gosling meme is a very small number of people in the grand scale of the box office. But if you look at the numbers, the demographic numbers from last night, 71% of the audience was female, which is crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
that's a big disparity. Like the most you'll get is like in the 60s usually. So 70s
For
is pretty
women
high.
watching a movie?
Yeah.
Actually?
Well, like if you look at a movie like Venom 2 or something like that, that movie skews like 65% male, let's say, right?
I'm honestly
This
surprised
movie
the
is so-
number for women seeing it is 70. Like, I would think that it would be more like 80-20 because it's Barbie. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but also, like when you're talking about the general, like a movie as giant as this movie is,
Yeah,
it's like most movies are like 50-50.
right.
Like you think Marvel movies are a lot of that movie Sound of Freedom that came out that's gonna make
Mexican women.
it's $150 million to $200 million its domestic run, and most of the audience is Latino women. A third of the audience is Latino, and most of the audience is women. But like looking at that movie, I'm like, oh, just some like, old old people are gonna watch that. It's like no. So, because women don't get old, and neither do Mexicans apparently.
Yeah. I've never. Yeah.
Speaking of
Wait,
which,
but did you know that the old woman that Barbie spoke to on the bench was the
the-
daughter?
Oh, that was the daughter.
She was actually the daughter.
Oh.
Like that's who
The
Barbie
daughter of
was.
who?
They had
That's Barbie. That's Barbara.
when
that was
Remember when
Barbara.
she was like Barbie was crying and she's like, "You're beautiful, old lady," and she's like, "I know."
That was Barbara.
That
That's
was-
who Barbie is.
That was the girl, that
made
lady's
after.
daughter. Also, I thought it was kind of.
Isn't that crazy?
How have we not
Wait,
talked about
how
the
did you
ending?
how did you guys know that?
When
Taylor
I was
knew it.
sitting in front of the house for 15 minutes because I thought you guys weren't here, I was scrolling on the internet and I saw it.
Wait, I never would have made that connection.
All right, Kat, you're drunk. So, we didn't talk about that. Isn't it weird that she just becomes some lady at the end?
Yeah, that's weird.
No.
I think the ending would have been so much fucking better if she just transfers all of her memories to her, and then the movie just fucking ends.
Her memories.
Yeah, because
Memory-
the
yeah,
ending
memories.
with
Yeah.
all the women and the children,
Yeah,
I
and then
was
the-
talking to Johnny about this in the car. I just didn't get. Did you get it? I might be dumb.
No,
but like,
I didn't. It was
I
like,
didn't either.
And I don't know, it just kind of felt like just a generic ending, like, oh,
Yeah.
we're now here.
Oh,
to
when she
work
was
it
where
out.
they're
being
And I'm
just
like,
transferred the
holding hands?
memories.
I think if they really wanted you to like think more on this whole thing,
Moron.
they yeah, more on this thing, more think more with this. Like they would have just ended it right there when she just transfers all of her memories,
Yeah.
and then that's and you're like,
But
oh
I
my
thought
God,
the
what fuck?
gynecologist comment was freaking hilarious.
that was
a good
so
joke at
I
the end.
appreciate
Wait,
that.
Yeah.
did she magically form a vagina? Because in the movie
Because she's
she
a
said-
human now.
In the movie, she says she doesn't have
No,
one.
I think she always I think her body probably transferred to human in the human world and she just didn't know.
Imagine.
Wait, what? I don't
You
get
know.
it because Ken said that he had all the genitals.
It's because he was being a man.
He's being
Because he was being like, he was
He was being
embarrassed
a
that he
So-
didn't have a penis.
Oh, but how would he know that in Barbie Land?
Doesn't have a cock and
he wasn't he was just trying to associate with all the guys in the human world because he wanted to have power like they did because he was under Barbie's foot in Barbie Land.
By the way, I know
But a
like
lot of freaks
I
on the
wish
internet would
you
like to be
guys
under
were
Barbie's
at
foot.
Barbie Land and I was like the president and like I was like, you can't do anything. And then like you're like,
Oh wow, the turntables.
okay, Barbie cat, you can't do. I won't do
Barbie cat.
anything. I won't do anything.
Dude, I
'cause
would
you're
go to
president.
you know.
Kat,
of
if you were
Barbie
president,
Land,
if you were president,
and I was like,
Kat, if you were president of Barbie Land, I would go to the real world and get every single book on the patriarchy and
no,
bring it back.
but they were
and
like,
overthrow the government.
Don't forget the horse book that Ken
when-
grabbed.
Yes.
when there was some jokes in Barbie. They're like, oh my god, Barbie, you look so good, and they're like, I know. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so me. Like, I need to be Barbie right now.
Trevor Laurel just
You know,
saw it.
98%
Oh,
of our audience is male.
I forgot to
well, I'm the 1%.
So
Some of
that's
them are my
2%. You fucking idiot.
shout out to the parents of my students who have subscribed to this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I forgot to.
Shout
Yeah,
out
I
to
also
them.
forgot to shout out.
Shout out to you, Mike.
Oh Jesus!
I can't believe Kat just thought 98 plus 1 was 100.
I love how
98
nobody.
Oh, 99.
Also, I do need to shout out my friend Dan Brophy, who was born on Pearl Harbor.
Wow, he was born
Hey.
100 years ago.
Yes.
Not 100 years ago. 80 years ago.
I love how
80. Yeah,
nobody-
he's 80 years old.
So,
Or as Kat
gir-
would say, 20 years ago.
girls, do you have anything left to say before we go into movie recommendation?
I'm a
right,
Barbie girl.
and-
Yeah,
Come on,
In a
Barbie.
Bar-
Let's go party.
Oh.
Did you just do the big time
Let's go,
rush?
Barbie.
All right, so the movie recommendation is Greta Gerwig's last movie, which is Little Women, that came out in 2019. I thought this was a fantastic movie, even though I had the title Women in it. So
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
We are
So
the women.
there's a drama romance based off the book Little Women, of course. Joe March reflects back and forth on her life, telling the beloved story of the March sisters, 4 young women, each determined to live life on their own terms. And I thought this was an absolutely fantastic movie, and I really liked it, and it made a bunch of money when it came out, even though it was like a period drama romance.
And when did it come out?
2019.
What was the movie you were comparing? The movie I keep forgetting the name of with
Don't worry, darling.
Don't
yeah.
worry,
What were you
darling.
comparing that to? Remember you had a movie that you compared.
Stepford Wives. The Stepford Wives.
I thought you compared it to Black Mirror, which isn't a movie, it's a TV
I said
show.
it was a shitty episode of Black Mirror and the Stepford Wives.
It's crazy. I feel how much this reminded me of that movie though.
But don't
Is
worry
it
about
because of
Yeah.
like the fakeness of the world?
Yeah.
Go watch Don't Worry,
And
Darling.
it's all about like men and women,
Yeah.
who's the in charge
Because-
type thing too.
Oh,
Go watch
sort of
My
shit,
Policeman.
yeah.
Don't go watch what?
My Police. I'm kidding.
Oh, he has gay sex in that.
He has a yeah.
And
Did
it
you,
made me.
speaking of gay sex, everyone seen Tom Holland having gay
Yes.
sex?
Was that
was,
was that a
I'm
music
sorry?
video or was
It
that
was
like
payback
a
for
What?
Zendaya.
that was rough. That was hard to watch.
Wait,
Was
hold
that
on.
a-
What?
You're joking.
was a fucking-
We need to hold on. Let's
What are we
hold on,
talking
let's end
about?
the-
Wait.
let's end the podcast right now and then we can talk about it.
I-
All right.
Wait,
Okay.
did you know that?
Word reveal. Word reveal.
I had
None of you said my words.
pink men patriarchy books on trucks and women.
I had surprised no one said these words.
God, this is such
Beach, corporation, film, Sigma, and Drive.
I had beach, plastic, doll, dojo, and patriarchy.
What is it? What the fuck is it?
Just fucking say the word. You wrote
You
down
have
four.
such pretty
She wrote
handwriting.
down 4 words.
Cat, you haven't said one word yet. Just say something.
She wrote down 4.
You still have. It's not. He's
wait.
making noise.
Okay, stop laughing.
I'm not. You laughed.
Everybody ready?
I wrote
3.
pink, girly, dream house, and stereotypical.
That was only 4, but
Do
okay.
you hear the end of that?
Yep. All right. I
No,
had.
and then I
No,
wrote
you didn't.
pink.
What?
All right. I had. What did I have? I got Kayla on cried and loved, and I got Kat on political, pink, and feminism.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one, which is probably gonna be Sound of Freedom. Guys, we'll see you in the next one. Peace. Finish it, cat.
Guys, if you hype me up like that, I'm gonna fucking finish this. I'm gonna
You got 2 sips left, girl. Do it.
Make sure you get drunk with us next time. Whenever we be taking shots. You'll be taking birthday shots. My foot is Barbie. Yeah, we've been dating for 4 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
Don't step on the table.
You're not laughing at it.
I literally.
Cat, get off the table. Cat, get off the table. Cat, get off the table.
Danny doesn't laugh at my jokes.
No, you're wrong.
He
What just happened?
That's all women want, bitches. Do you
That's
think
hot.
we want to fucking work? No.
Hey, get off.
Get off the table, cat. Cat, get off the table.
Can that please go in the podcast?
Oh my God.
Can that please?
If you do.
Cardigan, Amazon.
Just use this.
Not in here. Don't unbutton your pants. You're not even
That's
out of the room yet.
Because whenever Danny and Johnny are together,
Man, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
one time, guys, I was like, I was about to spit it on you. Oh, my favorite shorts. Oh, I'm unbuttoned. Literally, I have a ring.
Put a ring on it.
I literally have a ring. I have a ring.
Yep.
I don't think it's ever happened on the podcast. All they do is bully me. I kid you not. Earlier today when we were packing, all they did was shove my head to the ground. And Danny's here were funny. I kid you not. And they were like, ah, it's so funny. My elbow.
I want opinions and I.
And then my chest, and my chin, and my eye.
Okay. Okay.
I can't. Jonathan.
Yeah.
An idiot. No. No.
I'm in the grass, man.
You have your back.